Alright fuckers, welcome back to Son of Scotland 90, bring you some more Total Extreme Wrestling. This is episode 4. I've already booked Superstars, we're about to run on to Raw. Before I do that, I just want to say, I know I'm not the best at this game. The ratings have been pretty poor. I mean, I think I've done a 66, then a 66 on Raw and a 63 on Smackdown, but I like to think that I'm bringing like creative storylines and I'm actually adding in context and making it a bit more fun and enjoyable for the viewers. I mean, I could just book matches and book these segments and not add in anything, but I think, in my opinion, that would be rather bland, boring, plain, you know, that kind of shit. A lot of jobbers do that, a lot of people fucking, they bore you with their monotone voice, but I like to think I bring excitement and shit to it. I might be shit at it, I might not know how to book for fuck, but I can actually, like, you know, kind of be a wee bit creative and entertaining and all that bullshit now. Enough to talking crap. I just wanted to get that out the way with, because I know people are going to say, oh, you're crap, you don't know how to play this game. Yeah, well, fuck you guys. I'd rather play it and have fun and be a wee nerd and worry about getting 100 ratings for Raw every week, because I'm not really interested in that. So you see, we've still got Tyson, Kid Orton and Nikki Bella out. As for the last show, what we did, it was WWE Superstars, and they got a 49 rating, which is our best rating for the B branded shows so far. The Dudley Boys defeated the Usos. Paige defeated Natalia. Big Cass and Enzo Amore defeated Taylor Breeze and Fandango. Enzo and Amore cut a promo, got a 59 rating. And Jack Swagger defeated Curtis Axel. So, no, nothing really bad on the show. Decent, but obviously not decent enough to, you know, get better than a 49 rating, obviously. So we've got some emails here, but we're not really going to go and we're not going to. Lots of people here want called up from development, but we've just done the brand split. I think it would be stupid if I'd done the brand split and then brung up loads of people. What I might do is I might bring up 1 or 2 in the next coming weeks, but I'm not going to bring them all up because I think that just defeats the purpose of doing a brand split. Yo, unique brand split, and the next minute you've got like 20 fucking new faces out of nowhere, and then you're thinking, well, what was the point of the brand split if all these fucking vanilla midgets for NXT can come up and join? So these guys are going to be staying in development, and if they get pissed, so what? Right, now let's move on then to Monday Night Raw. Also, just before I move on, I fucking had a problem. I keep saving the game, and when I load it, it's like not loading from where I originally saved it. I'm having to go back a few days, and it's really fucking annoying, especially if I've pre-booked stuff. I've already ran the show. Happened to me last time. I ran Raw, or I ran Smackdown, can't remember. I ran one of them, I saved it, I came back on and hadn't even done it, so had to do the whole thing again, and the ratings I got weren't as good, so it pissed me off a bit. So I don't know why that's happening. Hopefully we can fix that. Anyway, I've showed you the Superstar rating. Let's get on to Smackdown, to fucking Smackdown, to Raw. I mean, booked the show. I think it's looking good. Let's see if it. Holy fuck! What the that, man? Fucking hell. Raw opens up with the return of Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Yeah, the wee fucking, what, the seal or whatever he says he looks like. Can't remember that animal, the dolphin or walrus. That's it, guys, walrus. Heyman and Brock Lesnar get to the ring. Heyman points out there's been some sort of mistake and that his client cannot compete here on Monday Night Raw on a show with no world title. Heyman demands a transfer request so that Brock Lesnar can take over the entire SmackDown roster and take them all to Suplex City. And that's got a 99 A-star plus. Holy fuck, that is amazing. That is amazing. Paul Heyman was superb, worked without a script. He had the crowd in the palm of his hand. I knew that. I unscripted Paul Heyman. But apparently the announcing job done by Cole, Bradshaw and Booker T was pish, which is annoying. This angle got the show off to a strong start. The crowd got very hot. Brock Lesnar came across well. Very good stuff there indeed. Brock Lesnar developing better performance skills. Can't believe that, man. Such a great way to start the show. A 99 A-star. Holy fuck. I know this is going to drag it down. I just hope not too much. I'm happy with that. 77B. So Stephanie McMahon comes out. I'm all grown up. No, that's not right. Whatever fucking new tune is anyway. But anyway, she comes out all grown up. Big tits and everything, and Stephanie comes out and she says, Heyman, you know, the beast can't leave. She says that she and Mick have been talking about it and they're going to create a new world championship called the Universal Championship. Heyman laughs and responds, Universal Championship? Is it sparkling and made of plastic too? Brock Lesnar is a beast, and we will go to Smackdown and compete for the WWE Championship, or hell, we'll even go to UFC and compete for their World Heavyweight Championship. But he ain't sticking around on Raw to compete for some tiny, toy, kid's belt. So Paul Heyman laying down the law here to Stephanie McMahon. Her ideas are bringing a Universal Championship. What kind of fucking name is that anyway? Universal Championship, 77B. Paul Heyman did not do well without a script to follow. Weird. He's done amazing in the last segment without a script, and now he's struggling. Strange. Very strange. 77B. Haha, and then we've got Big Finny Mac, Big Vincent Kennedy McMahon. No chance in hell. You've got down. Yeah, anyway, so McMahon comes out and he heads down to the ring with a briefcase in hand. Vince asks Heyman, "Who the hell do you think you are?" And Lesnar steps in between the two, and Vince is backtracking like, "Oh shit, big man, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to Heyman." Vince says some of what Heyman said is true, but Raw is still the flagship show of the WWE, and it will have a world championship. Vince unbuckles these latches on the briefcase, and out he brings a big gold World Heavyweight Championship belt. We've seen this belt before. Vince announces there will be an 8-man tournament for the championship leading up to Battleground, where the new champion will be crowned. Vince says that he won this title by burying WCW in the day, and now Raw's got a chance to bury SmackDown with this championship. But before he leaves, Vince says to Stephanie the next time he has to turn up on Raw to fix her mistake, "You're fired." So there you go, Big Finny McMahon, 88B+, great rating there. Vince McMahon enjoyed having freedom. Paul Heyman once again staying great without a script, although last time he didn't. Stephanie McMahon performed poorly in this segment. So anyway, 88B, what an amazing start to Raw, guys, and sadly I know it can only go downhill from here, but I'm not going to complain. I'm loving life at the moment. I'm loving life. Oh, for fuck's sake, we talk about going down. It's went down indeed. Baron Corbin taking on Titus O'Neil in the opening match of the night, and about that subpar wrestling and little heat, Baron Corbin defeated Titus O'Neil in 6:36 by pinfall of an end of days, and it's got a 44D rating. As planned, this match brought the fans' mood back down a little. I did plan that because I thought this match is going to be shit, so we may as well kind of make it shit on purpose. So this is like the shit break match. Piss break. Go and get a soda break, whatever you want to call it. Kind of break. Anyway, 44D, let's move on. And now we've got Seth Rollins enters Stephanie McMahon's office, and he starts complaining. He's like, "Steph, this isn't right. I shouldn't have to beat 7 other people to be crowned the champion. I'm the architect. I'm the man around here. I should be awarded that new World Heavyweight title." Stephanie McMahon blames Rollins for costing Raw the WWE Championship twice last week. She said, "You lost to Dean Ambrose on Raw. You cost Alberto Del Rio on SmackDown. The only reason you were ever champion was because of the authority. Now get the hell out of my office." So Stephanie McMahon not happy with Seth Rollins, and this got a 71B, and I am happy with that rating. Then we got the crowd hotter, no improvements, but we'll live with that, guys. We'll move on. And in the first tournament match, quarter-final, Seth Rollins taking on Jack Swagger, and in a decent match, Seth Rollins defeated Jack Swagger in 14:52 by pinfall with a pedigree in the middle of the ring. Seth Rollins got an in-ring performance of 78, Swagger 53. Raw crowning a new champion storyline has advanced with this segment. Jack Swagger is improving in technical skills, which is good. 74B minus, a lot better than the 44D of the opening match, so happy with that. Then after the match, we've got Seth Rollins celebrating in the ring. He takes the celebration way too far, healing it up, going entirely overboard. You know what Seth Rollins is like. He can see his face on that big gold belt shining, the reflection staring back at him. Like, yeah, so here we go. Next segment. Suppose it's alright. The Wyatts are backstage. Bray hypes up Ronan and Harper, who will be competing in tag team action tonight. Number 1 contender match. He says the Wyatt family are the eater of worlds, blah blah blah, and tonight they will begin to devour Monday Night Raw. So they're going to go on to Raw tonight like a fat kid goes to McDonald's. They're going to fucking eat their way to success. And it's got a 69, C+, not too bad. Luke Harper's lining to show more charisma. I'm pretty sure Braun Strowman brought this thing down, but I could have not included him and got the rating up, but I think it's a bit unrealistic, you know what I mean? I can't have him be in the Wyatt family, but not have him appear in any segments. So fuck it. We'll just we'll sacrifice the rating for realism. I don't care about ratings. I just care about having fun. You know that. We're here to rip the piss and have fun and shit. So let's go anyway. Moving on. Whoever's facing the Wyatts tonight, I'm sure, are not going to have fun. And in the third match of the night, we've got a trio three-way tag team match. Winners to become the #1 contender for the tag titles. And in about a decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, Ronan and Harper defeated the Dudley Boys and the Usos in 12:54 when Luke Harper defeated Jimmy Uso by pinfall with a spinning side slam. In terms of ring work, Bubba Ray Dudley was head and shoulders above everyone else. Eric Ronan was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else in ring performance. So 75B though, very happy with that. And Bubba Ray was the star here of this match, and he's a veteran. I like the Dudleys. I'm going to push the Dudleys, not going to lie to you guys, I like them. Kind of disgraceful how they're being treated in WWE at the moment. I'm not going to be treated like that here on 2 and Brand Wars, guys, and guarantee you that. Anyway, 75B rating, let's move on. And after the match, the Dudleys, they're not happy with Usos being pinned. They seem to blame the Usos here for them not getting a tag team title shot. And what's this? Fucking 3D through the table. Eat that, you Roman Reigns cocksucking cousins. Big 3D to Jimmy, big 3D to Usos. The Dudleys lay out the Usos through tables, and it's got a 58C minus, expecting to be a bit better, but it is what it is. And look at this, the Raw Dudley Boys Destruction storyline has advanced with this segment, so we're moving on to bigger and better things here. The Dudleys smashing the Samoan pricks. I don't hate all Samoans, I just don't really like Roman Reigns, but anyway, or the Usos because they're boring as fuck. Moving on. And we've got an angle featuring Ric Flair and Baron Corbin backstage. So we've got Ric Flair, he's the rolling and styling, profiling, fucking, what's that, ever his catchphrase, I can't even remember. The styling and profiling, he's doing all that shit backstage, getting a cup of coffee when Baron Corbin comes up behind him. Corbin tells Flair, "Get out of my way, old man." I don't even know how Baron Corbin sounds, but we'll just pretend he sounds like that. So he's like, "Get out of my way, old man," and Ric Flair goes, "Now listen just a minute, you may be a future world champion, son, but I've got more titles than you do strands of hair on your head, punk. Woo!" And then Ric Flair struts and walks off with his cup of coffee, leaving Baron Corbin just standing there, pretty furious. And Raw future world champion storyline has its fans with this segment. 66C plus there, good wee segment. Corbin is improving in acting and he's developing better performance skills, so it's probably the last time he messes with Nature Boy Ric Flair. Or is it? Find out next week or whatever. Anyway, moving on. Cheap plug there, guys. Fucking watch next week, please. I'm desperate. My views are shit. I'm begging you. Anyway, moving on. Next segment. Or next match, whatever it is. Oh, and then the second tournament quarterfinal match. John Cena taking on Bray Wyatt. And about the great wrestling and good heat, John Cena defeated Bray Wyatt in 15:38 by pinfall with an attitude adjustment. During the match, we had Luke Harper run in and attack Cena. Now, I'm not going to lie here, guys. This is a bit of a fuck up because I did actually book Cena to win this. I did actually book Bray Wyatt to win this match, so I don't know how this has happened. Fuck. We need a crisp here, so bear with me until I can think of what to do next. Right, guys, I'm back on. I know it's pretty unprofessional, but my mind's fucked here. Bray Wyatt was supposed to win this. In-ring performance 87 for John Cena. Bray Wyatt in-ring performance 75. I'm not quite sure how we're going to go from here. You know what? I'll work around it. I guess we'll just make it that, you know, John Cena kind of got lucky. Bray Wyatt dominated the match. I mean, it's a decent rating, but I just wanted Bray Wyatt to win to advance the storyline. Now I'm going to have to change things up a bit. Not good. We'll see what we can do. Not happy with that, guys. But anyway, John Cena advances into the semi-finals. He beats Bray Wyatt. Even though Luke Harper ran in and helped Bray Wyatt, it wasn't enough, so it is what it is. Moving on. Got an angle featuring Paige and JoJo. JoJo interviewing Paige. Paige tells JoJo it's ridiculous that she wasn't picked on last week on Raw in the draft. How could Foley pick that Irish punk Becky Lynch over the youngest Divas champion ever? It must be because she reminds him of himself, seeing as she's an ugly little troll. Tonight I'm going to prove why I should have been the #1 pick. And then Paige screams and she walks off and she gets a 47D and fucking hell. Hopefully she walks off a bridge, because that's not good enough, Paige. Not fucking good enough. But the Raw last kicker in my house has an advanced storyline, so we'll move on with this 47D. And then about that great wrestling but didn't have much heat, Charlotte and Paige drew with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch in 8:32 following a double count out. Charlotte was a weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. I got a 66C plus, so there you go. 2 storylines for fans here. Kind of strange seeing Charlotte be so much lower than the rest of them. Anyway, 66C plus. Then what's this? We've got Mick Foley. Foley comes out and says that's no way to settle things. And he beats. Pardon me, guys. He books 2 matches for WWE Battleground. Says that Charlotte beat Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks beats Charlotte last week. Then she beat a protege on Smackdown. So it's going to be Sasha Banks taking on Charlotte for the Women's Championship at Battleground. And not only that, Paige is going to be taking on Becky Lynch in a #1 contenders match. Winner of that will meet the winner of Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Have a nice day, Mick Foley tells the fucking people in the ring as he moves on. This got a 66C plus, same as the match, decent. And then the next match, 3rd tournament quarterfinal of the night, in a decent match, Alberto Del Rio defeated Big Show in 7:41 by countout. Got a 69C plus. Alberto Del Rio had an in-ring performance of 68. The Big Show had an in-ring performance of 68 also. Raw crowning a new champion storyline has its fans with this segment. 69C plus, decent ratings. They're not show killers. I mean, perhaps we'd prefer a bit better, but they'll do. They're decent. Moving on, we've got an angle backstage. Maurice, nothing major here, just talking to the Miz, probably concerned about him having to take on Brock Lesnar tonight. Miz isn't too happy about that either. Then we have a video hyping up the new day. It's a new day, yes it is. We are totally gay, yes we are. Anyway, it's got a 66C plus. And then moving into a match, it's the New Day taking on the Shining Stars. And about the decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The New Day defeated the Shining Stars in 9:02. When Big E defeated Epico by pinfall over midnight hour. Not much to see here. Although the performances of the Shining Stars were fucking shocking. 37-38. Awful. I'll be a while before they're shining again on my Raw, that's for sure. Anyway, moving on. Got an angle backstage here. Like I said earlier, Cena was supposed to lose, so isn't really going to make sense, but fuck it. We'll improvise, we'll work around it. Stephanie encounters John Cena backstage and begins to run him down. She says she can't believe she wasted her 3rd pick on the brand split on him. Even this is a guy that struggles to win a match. He got lucky tonight, and Stephanie calls John Cena a flop who's losing his manhood. Stephanie suggests Nikki Bella doesn't even refer to him as Big Match John anymore before walking away. Oh, and there's a burn there for Big Stephanie McMahon. Fuck it, guys. I thought that was funny. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Anyway, I enjoyed that 79B. Decent. Does Cena still have its storyline has advanced? Good stuff here. Moving on. And then the main... Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is that so bad? And a good match. Brock Lesnar defeated The Miz in 8:44 by pinfall for an F5. Lesnar and Miz was really off his game. Maurice did some good work at ringside. Lack of psychology. Look at this. The Miz had an in-ring performance of 55. Lesnar had 93. I'm blaming The Miz for this match. Fuck you, Miz. I'm going to take that Intercontinental Championship off you prick, for doing this to me. The Miz is improving Rumble skills, but 66 67 C+ here to end the show in the main event. Not fucking good. Not good at all. Anyway, moving on to the last thing of the night. After the match, Brock Lesnar celebrates in the ring. Again, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar have pretty good chemistry. This gets a 76B-. And now here comes the moment of truth. What do you think Raw's going to get? I think there's a lot of good matches, a lot of good segments. I've got to go for a high 70s. If we get below 70, I'm going to fucking die, guys. Because, I mean, if we get below 70s, I obviously you need to give me some help, comments below how you play this game. Because I think individual ratings, segment ratings were doing well, but show ratings are pish. I'm going to go for a 77, a 77B. Let's see what we get. 72B-. Rah. To be honest, guys, I'm just happy that we got the 70s. I'm happy to get the B-. I mean, probably I would have been a bit happier if it was like a higher 70s, but just to get out of those 60s is pretty good enough for me. And yeah, so that's how Raw was there. And yeah, now I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to go into the main page, just check out the matches and see what those matches go into, really, and have a wee look at some other shit, and then we'll end the video, guys. So stick with me, and I'll pause this while it's not responding, for fuck's sake. Right, guys, so we're back. Let's see. Let's just read about Raw here. We've got 8,598. TV rate was a 25.55. Let me see here, where are we? Feedback from the viewers has been pretty good. People seem to enjoy the show. I thought it was a good show, so surprised it didn't get a bit better rating, to be honest. Can't remember, what was last week's rating like? Last week's rating was a 23.47, so we went up. We've actually went up over 2.08. So definitely heading in the right direction, which is very good, guys. Very good indeed. And we'll just look at the top 100 here before we leave. So obviously that Raw slots in there at the top. I'll be Smackdown up next, and I would like Smackdown. I'm going to set a goal here, guys. I'm not quite sure we'll beat that Raw. I'm not sure we'll get into the 70s. But with this upcoming Smackdown, my goal is to beat the previous Raw. So we're going to aim for 66 or above. Now, I mean, you could argue after the brand split with less quality in each roster, it should be harder, but obviously with the smaller rosters, you've got more chance to use everybody, so we can kind of use main eventers in more segments, whereas if you've got everybody on the one show, you're kind of limiting people to maybe one segment per show, so it might actually work out a good thing. We'll see what happens, though. Definitely want to beat the 63, and I'd like to beat the 66 plus. And if we can get into the 70s, we can beat the Raw, then I'm not going to complain, guys. But that's the top 100 events, the matches. AJ Styles defeating Cena from SmackDown still reigns at number 1. Then we've got the Dean Ambrose defeating Del Rio from SmackDown, number 2 there. But then with some matches here, we've got the three-way tag match, the Swagger, Seth Rollins, Cena, Bray Wyatt. But you can see, like, this, that SmackDown, last week's SmackDown really was good. We did a 78B, a 76B, and a 74B, yet still, you know, we could have done a poor rating of 63, so strange, guys, pretty strange indeed, but that's the way it's gone so far. That Raw was a pretty low attendance rating. Well, not pretty, oh, not much lower than the others, but I mean, it was the lowest we've had so far. But not too bored with that. So let's have a wee look at the storylines before we end this video. We've got the crowning of the champion, 67C+. It's doing alright. We can remove the people that got eliminated from that first round. Does Cena still have it? 71B-. No, Stephanie McMahon castrated him with that promo backstage on Raw. The Dudley Boys, Destruction, 58C-. Eater of Worlds. Nothing hasn't really started yet. but it will probably on the next Raw. Future World Champion, the Baron Corbin and Ric Flair storyline. Last Kicker in my house, 66C+, and the boss has Flair, 66C+ for Smackdown. We've only got one storyline going at the moment, but it's currently doing better than all the Raw ones, so we'll see how Smackdown goes. Gonna go and have a wee look at that. We'll book that. We'll go back with you. Probably have this Smackdown video up within the next day or two. Hope you're looking forward to it, guys. Any feedback or suggestions or any comments, if you like the show, please let me know down below. And until next time, been Son of Scotland 90. This has been 2016 Brand Wars. Peace out, motherfucker.